joining up with this reopening is the launch of our Texas Restaurant Survival Plan. Moving to 50%, we certainly, anytime we can move in the right direction and increase capacity, that's a good win for our restaurants, but it's just simply not enough. If you think about the square footage of a restaurant going to 50, 75, 100%, if you've got to keep at least 6 feet between parties, you've really capped people out at 50%, if not less. So considering that is one element, we're working very hard now to lay out the plans to move restaurants to 75% in the next phase, and to think of lots of creative solutions to keep guests safe while we put these tables closer together, and keep some sort of distancing that, again, is all about safety for our guests. In the meantime, we feel very strongly, as one of the hardest hit sectors across the state of Texas, and nationally having lost 3 times as many jobs as any other industry, we know that we're going to require additional support. Last evening and into this morning, we launched the Texas Restaurant Survival Plan. It is obviously very specific to restaurants because it's the second largest employer, and now one losing 700,000 jobs and projected to lose 30% of our 50,000 eating and drinking establishments. We know we have to do something differently going forward. This plan was released today to all of our elected officials, including Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Patrick. We feel very strongly that the elements in this plan come directly from industry. It's what we need, not only to get through the next several months, but frankly, to survive long term. We estimate about $40 billion in taxes last year to the state of Texas. So this is not a small industry or one that we can afford to ignore. And we're also a very local industry. So when restaurants close locally, those are local individuals that are now unemployed.
Texas Restaurant Survival Plan really is about getting us through this immediate crisis and pivoting to be profitable in a post-COVID world. It doesn't do us any good if we allow restaurants to reopen, if restaurants can't make a profit and stay as employers and as contributors to their communities for the long haul. So that's really what this plan is about. It's aimed at the state, but it leverages the over $6 billion in aid that Texas will get directly from the CARES Act.
One of the things that was very clear in the PPP program is it was a system that created winners and losers. And so if you had a very strong team of accountants and lawyers, you were first in line and you might have received up to $10 million. In many cases, our small business across Texas didn't have those resources, and many didn't have lending relationships with local banks because they're not high receivable businesses. So an element that we have added to this is a lottery-based system. So everyone that qualifies, that 50% threshold, will be able to qualify for this and be in the mix to receive a loan. And so we won't have those that have the most resources actually, essentially grab all the aid. And that'll, we believe, will be much more dispersed across the state and really benefit the small businesses that need this head start. If there's an industry across the state that we can look at that had, 1.3 million employees, but we also can't forget we had more of the national chains of these companies headquartered in Texas. And so we have almost a double effect here. And if you think about for a moment, going about your day without a restaurant, that's the reality if we don't step in. And so never before have we been in a crisis. We've seen nothing like this in our sector ever. And I think that what we're going to ask, and we are really going to work incredibly hard, is we need to get this support. This is not, these 8 points, if left just to be not touched, is going to leave us in a situation where our Texas economy, and frankly what makes Texas so special, which is our hospitality, will be gone forever. And so we are really just very passionate about this. We sit all day long and talk to these members and are the first often to hear when they're announcing their closure. And it is heartbreaking because they are citizens in small towns and cities across this great state. So I just leave you with, this is extraordinarily important. And if we don't step up today, these restaurants won't be here, and then it's going to be too late.